Hello, Full Circle Chat listeners. Before we dive into today's conversation, we would like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, the Full Circle Chat store. If you are looking to elevate your wardrobe or find the perfect gift, we offer a curated collection of premium items designed with you in mind. From cozy hoodies and stylish tote bags to sleek mugs and unique accessories, there is something for everyone. Explore our exclusive range of men's and women's apparel, all crafted for quality and comfort. Visit fullcirclechatshop.com today to shop. Support the podcast, of course, and discover your next favorite piece. Now let's get into the episode. All right, Dr. V. You have quite an extensive resume, to say the least.
Okay.
And you have been a manager for like a long time. Director, manager,
Long time.
chief nurse, and all, like you've done it all.
Long time.
Have you ever had a bad manager or a bad manager? Let's just say that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mind sharing?
Well, first of all, objective. You've got to be objective, fair, consistent practices.
Are you saying the bad manager didn't have these skills?
None of these.
Okay.
None of these. Um, um, you know, you need to know how to talk to people, communicate to people. And I'm saying you're the manager. And I know you're the manager, but you don't have to assert your authority, like just not listen to your employees. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Then why did you ask us? Okay?
Oh.
Ask us. But to me, I it's just like, I know it makes a world of difference in the years of experience one has when they're in those roles. Now, if it's a younger person or something and they're all excited because they just finished nursing school or something and they've been a nurse for a couple of years, but then now they're moving into a charge nurse role, and then they're trying to move on to the next level. But I feel like there should be some grooming of some kind to get individuals to those roles. I don't believe there's just a person that gets out of school and they're just an ordained manager. They're an ordained charge nurse. They're ordained leader. You've got to crawl before you walk. So that means you might be in those roles, but I think you learn things as you go, good and bad things.
Leading for me comes easy.
Really?
Yes.
How is that?
I don't know. It's just always been like a natural thing for me.
Okay.
Just because I just personally never thought the frame of imposing authority over someone was an effective one.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Good point.
Right. So it's, for me, like, you're right though. There's a lot of pressure when someone gets put in a role, in a manager role. Maybe it's their first time to perform, to prove to the individual that put them there that they're actually worthy of the role. And when you have that type of pressure, if you don't have some type of internal framework to understand, okay, I know this is what, these are the rules and regulations and responsibilities for the role to do this and perform. But you have to have that internal compass to be able to navigate just the human experience. Why in the manager role?
Right.
There's certain cues you got to take, and you got to be able to read the room, read people, just actively really listening to people, which all, and micromanaging. I'm not a fan of that. I think when you micromanage, you don't get the best of your employees.
That's one of the things that's, you give someone directions, but make sure that your directions are clear
Clear.
and then allow them to come back with their plan. But if you are just constantly micromanaging these people, they don't feel that they are able to.
Yeah.
They're not able to come up with anything on their own. It's like you're micromanaging them, telling them, "Oh no, that
And
doesn't
that's
look
not
right."
control. Like you don't
Yes.
have people. I think that there's an illusion of control with managers thinking because someone does what they say
Mm-hmm.
that they're in control. Because I think like human beings, and this is from just my personal perspective and experience, we want some sort of control.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I realize the only thing I have control over is really myself, and that is it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is an illusion of control. It's not really control. But I think some managers think because they say, pick up the pen, the person picks it up. Get this done by this time, they get it done. And from experience, what I've seen, they start to think, oh, I can control this person, or I'm a leader.
But that's not a leader. You have to lead by example. How would you want to be treated if you were sitting in those roles? First of all, I mean, the leader is in charge and the leader is responsible. Yes, we know all those things. But together, there's a team concept here. Together, everyone achieves more.
I've seen you in action. You're a different type of leader.
Yeah, together.
Yeah,
Well, what do you tell me what that means?
like you're more because I've seen the consistency of how you have conversations with everyone across the board. There's no favoritism.
No, they don't do that.
I don't see that
No.
at all. But that's one too. Like I like someone, so I treat them better. Like I treat
I don't do
everyone
that
well.
because I've seen it. I've seen it too much.
Yeah.
And I know how I felt.
And your
Being
your
reciprocal.
tone is consistent. I've never seen your tone go up. And I've seen other people's tone go up that work in the same department. So that's the thing, and that's just from you don't even know half the time because you always hustling and bustling with the patients and moving. But even in that type of environment, of that type of level of pressure, people will forget and then lose it and like get like frustrated. But I don't know how you
But
do
that's
that.
part of the leadership role. If you are frustrated, they're going to see you being
I don't
frustrated.
know how you got to teach me that. Like I don't know how you do that,
Oh, it's
but
not easy. It's not easy.
I want to hear what Tony thinks after you finish, Dr.
I'm
V.
in my mind. I'm talking.
You talk.
I'm sorry, what?
Telling stories.
Okay.
And I'll start off with because I want to hear some stories about bad management
Oh, I got some.
that you've experienced.
Okay.
So, in 2016, I think I just got married, and I was sitting here thinking about this, and it was just after this when I really started transitioning to like photography and production and things like that. But at this time, I was still a professor at the business school, and I was hired by a French company called Business and Decision. And so their acronym was BAD, which fit, as we'll see in a second. But no, I think it's a pretty successful French company. They do like software development or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. And I was hired like basically the equivalent, maybe like $1,000 a week for like 8 hours. I would go there like a couple days a week and teach some courses for communication to like the CEO or the chief in Tunisia and some of the big engineers or something like that to improve their English and their communication. And I remember so I was hired by the HR director, and she's the bad manager in this story.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's been a while ago, so I don't remember the details, but I remember I would go and I would show up, and there would be like, everyone would be busy, like the engineers would be busy, like no one would come to the meeting, or like maybe the first week or two, everything was going well, everything was scheduled, but then they get busy and, like people aren't coming to the class, people aren't coming to the session, people aren't coming to the meeting, like, or I get there and there's no room available, or there's no room scheduled. And sometimes it would be like, even I'd be meeting with the CEO and she'd be like, okay, we'll just meet in my office, or we'd go to the boardroom, there'd be like someone in there or whatever. And so it's this sort of thing is happening, and I started getting scared actually, like, because I like this job. It's like good money coming in, and I'm not having to like work, and it's like supplementing my other jobs, right? And like it's easy for me, and I enjoy things like that. But I started feeling like, because I was never meeting, like I'm sending invoices, I'm getting paid like every month, and I'm not even doing what they're paying me for.
Yeah.
And I was always talking to my students about like what does it mean to be professional? It means like not making excuses, like taking responsibility.
Yeah.
So I remember like the engineers would be like, "Oh, there's no room available." Okay, and we'd go to this place and we'd like figure out what room was available, and then we'd just go meet there, or we'd meet in like the break room or something sometimes. So I remember I figured out the person who was in charge of scheduling the rooms one day, and I just started like scheduling the classes myself and like assigning the rooms and stuff like this.
That's the Tony thing.
And well, because like I was like with the HR director, she's too busy, and the training director, like her assistant in the office, they're too busy. I'll just help them out, like no problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so one week I go in and I'm having like a class with like one or two of the big engineers in like the boardroom. And I think the CEO, she came in and she thought like the room was empty. And she's like, oh, because in this company and in Tunisia, sometimes the boardroom or that meeting room is like a little bit of like the, like the sacred space. Like people are supposed to just go there randomly. So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
she comes in and she's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" I mean, she was super nice. And I'd be like, "Oh, we're having class," or it wasn't being used, so we came to just have our meeting here. And I think maybe she was either meeting with the HR director or she went to the HR director and was like, "You schedule a class in the boardroom and like, I have a meeting in there." I don't know what she said. Next day, I get fired.
Oh.
I get called to the HR director's office, and she tells me, like, you don't schedule the classes and you don't decide where they're going to be. Like, I do that. Like, how dare you think, like, you could do, like, you're trying to do my job for me? Like, you don't work here anymore. So I got fired. And for me, it's like, looking back on it, well, one, I felt like, oh man, I did something really stupid, but like, looking back on it now, I mean, I have to defend myself because like, I was worried that I was gonna get fired because I was getting paid every week, I wasn't doing anything. I was like sitting talking with the secretary downstairs, like, I just sit there for like, and then I'd leave. Like,
so you wanted to do your job.
I wanted to do my job. I was like trying to deliver the service that they paid for, and literally I got fired for it because somehow I showed up the HR or training director or whatever.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't trying to. I was trying to make her look good. I was trying to like have the trainings like go forward or whatever, the
corporate politics,
the consultation. So that's sort of, I mean, it's not. I don't think that would happen. That would never happen in the U.S.
No.
In the U.S.,
it's too extreme.
They'd be like, "Oh, well done! Like you took initiative. Like you got things done." But
and that's the difference with culture and just how things are. Yeah, she probably went into the HR director's office and just said, ask questions. Hey, did someone book the? And then she took it up on herself to just maybe
made her look bad in front of the CEO.
Yeah.
Because like she didn't know what was going on.
And I know how the culture is overseas, man. It's everything's like every little thing is like a huge deal. Like you should not do this. Like you can't make mistakes almost. It's nonsensical.
Maybe to be honest, like thinking about it now, maybe it was a combination of both things. Maybe at that point, like she'd already known, like, oh, the training's not working, everyone's too busy.
No. Are you giving her the benefit of the doubt? I
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
what you're doing.
Me for nothing, and then she just took the initiative to be like, because they had we had a contract. But anyway, that's my story. That's I mean, I got a lot of them from overseas, but
Yeah.
that's my story about a bad manager.
That's a good one. Yeah. It's been a while, but I recently experienced a bad manager. But now looking in retrospect, I wouldn't even say that he was a bad manager. I would just say he was so new to the role. And I think when he got the title, he thought, this is how I'm supposed to be. This is what we do to be able to like show my importance and value. If not, something may happen. But I don't know, man. It's because you think about human beings and you don't know how people see the world, and it's difficult to like, even as a manager, right? They come into a role, they're leading a group of people, and I think the default is, okay, I'm the manager, so everybody that reports to me, do what I say, do as I say. End of story. End of conversation. Right?
You need to lead by example.
Right?
You know, in my opinion, lead by example. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know,
Maybe there's a
make
difference between
it
managers
is
and leaders.
It is a difference. You want to treat the people you want the way you want to be treated. Like if you're given an assignment, make sure everything is clear in the assignment. You know, don't half do something or give something half to somebody to do, and then when they do what you gave them, come back and, oh, that's not right. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. But you didn't, I asked you and you didn't give me that. So the leader has to be a manager, a leader has to be somebody that is very good with communication skills. They know how to talk to you. They don't talk down to you. They include you in the conversation.
Yeah, I think I think there's a huge difference in like a leader and a manager.
Yes.
But with Tony's example, I think that's a great depiction of like someone acting before looking at the details of what happened.
And that might be somebody that was, you know, first of all, we don't know what is their years of experience. Are they just
Or was
new
it a
into,
cultural thing because it was overseas?
well, cultural thing, new to the role, you know, what kind of
No data.
instructions were
Yeah.
they given? You know, I don't.
Plenty of experience, like
Oh.
10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh, then.
But how do you make a decision to get rid of someone without even having a conversation to kind of gauge what's happening here? That's how you know it's all it was an emotional response. It was all emotion.
You know, you usually investigate things. You
gotta
sit
ask
down and
questions.
You talk to people. And
Like,
you ask
what if
them.
what if he wasn't involved to like you don't even know how he got the room. What if the CEO put him in there?
Okay.
Or what if the CFO put him in the room?
But
right?
you didn't investigate.
To show that I'm the HR director, I'm gonna fire you.
But you didn't investigate.
I think she probably investigated a little because it was the next day,
Okay.
or a couple days later that I came in and I got fired, so it wasn't immediate. But
But
I don't think it had anything to do with her not understanding. I think she understood. It was like I got fired because I made her look bad, basically.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
you
did
made-
her job for her.
you made her look bad because you went ahead and booked the room.
I took too much initiative.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
But you see, again,
never
a good leader.
never
Did you
outshine the
guys ever
master.
get fired? Come on, I need some stories.
Oh, let me see.
No.
No, I have not.
Let me see.
Almost. I've been. No, yes, I have. Let
Oh,
me
I
take
have.
that back. I have.
I have.
I've been put on PIP. I was put on
Yeah.
a PIP, and then
Yep.
I didn't know what a PIP was.
Performance
Sign the
improvement
thing. I
plan.
didn't care. Like even I didn't even believe half the thing that was on the PIP. I didn't even agree with. But I don't like to, like, at that point, I didn't have the exposure of what a PIP was. I didn't ask any questions. I just signed it. And then the thing is, I blame the person that gave me the PIP.
I don't know what a PIP is.
A
Performance
PIP is
improvement
performance
plan.
improvement plan. So basically, improve your performance in like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or we let you go. But I always hear now, if you get put on a PIP, it's like basically bye-bye. Like, even if you do everything on the PIP, they still let you go at the end of like the 30 to 60, 90
Now,
days.
I've had people on performance improvements that have not gotten fired.
So if a manager uses a PIP, in my personal opinion, you're a horrible manager
my.
or a leader. You're terrible. Like,
No, I
this
disagree.
is my opinion. So it's good. Yeah, you can
I'ma
disagree. I
listen.
like that.
Let me
But
listen.
if you have the results of using the PIP to because it's a fear-based approach. You just scare them into doing the job. That means you're terrible for them. To get to a PIP means whatever you were doing before that, like telling them do this, do that. They're not listening to you. They're not comprehending what you're putting down.
Okay.
And I know there's other factors that maybe the person just doesn't want to work or has other things going on and they slack. I get it, but it's still a reflection of you and your leadership approach. So all these leaders out here writing PIPs, thinking like they're effective leaders, thinking that they're making change. You're not. In my own personal perspective, all you're doing is reflecting yourself as a terrible leader because you're.
Thank you for that insight.
Oh, sorry, I got a little passionate there, huh?
That passion. That's why I was coming on there.
All right, go ahead, Doug.
But a performance improvement plan is let's not look at it as a negative thing. It could be something to help the employee as well, because then it could be a two-way street.
Yeah.
Because first of all, a good manager, you wouldn't get that far. But if you've gotten that far, then there's a disconnect or something there. And where it's at, I'd have to see the dynamics of both people.
Yeah.
Is it the manager? Then now there are some managers that have been doing everything they can do, trying to help employees, trying to steer them in the right direction, and they still are not going
Yeah.
for whatever reason. So then they have to go to corrective action things.
Do they have to?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You
because-
have to?
Yes, you do. And let me tell you why. It depends on the time frame. Now, I believe in giving grace as long as I have a clear understanding from the employee what's going on. I believe in asking questions. Susie, hey, you remember we talked last week and we talked about this, and you told me you understood, but yet I witnessed you doing that again. So can you help me understand what happened?
So when you put someone on the PIP,
Now, this isn't a PIP yet. Now,
okay,
I'm talking.
you're having the conversation.
I'm having a conversation because first of all, I'm trying to find and understand what's going on. Is there a understanding problem? Is there a cognitive problem?
She said cognitive.
Okay, but also let's look at.
I can't not to be easy.
Stop.
Okay,
This is
I know, but that's funny.
It's real business.
I love how y'all are politically correct.
It's real
Is
business.
it a cognitive?
But let me change that. Is there an understanding? Maybe you didn't understand. Okay.
Stupid?
Yeah,
Are they stupid or are they stupid?
right?
No.
You said cognitive, right?
Like understanding or
No, that's not the way. You just want to make sure that. Now, I'm going to be very upfront. I've had some managers that give me unclear directions. Okay, and so when I see that the directions are unclear, I'm going to ask, "Excuse me, but I just have a question." Now, I want to make sure that I'm hearing you correctly, so I'm going to repeat what they've expected me to do and make sure that I understand it clearly.
Yeah.
But if they say something that is not clear, then I'm going to say, "Hey, great, you got this, but I think I wasn't clear." I'm going to put it on myself.
Well, that's you.
I'm not going to put it on them. I'm going to say,
You're different.
"You know what? I wasn't clear. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, this is what I want us to do. A, B, C, D, E."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, there's a bright individuals that I work with. They're all very bright. And I had a project. I asked the faculty, um, I'm going to need volunteers to help me with this project. And this project is going to be a part of our accreditation process. And I spelled it out. I spelled it out so well. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all clear, 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 clear. And so there was due dates on there. It was clear, this I need done by this we need done by this, so. So then I would ask the individuals, now I want you to take a look at that. Please take that with you since you have chosen to help, and I really, really appreciate you. So I want to make sure everything's clear and everybody's okay with the deadlines. And if they're not, let's tweak them so that we're all successful, okay? But it was said, several, of the those that volunteered agreed. Everything's fine. And I'm so happy that I had that in an email that was able to portray that. And all that was great. It was great. But then it came time to deliver.
Sorry.
What's funny?
Nothing.
What's funny,
Continue.
Christian?
You're hilarious. Nothing. Go ahead. Continue.
But then it came time to deliver. But one of the things that I try to make sure is that whatever I'm asking somebody to do, I ask you to repeat back to me. This is what I would like you to do. Now, and I say it in my words. Then I would like them to say it in their words. What have I asked you to do for me?
To make sure they
I want to make
understand.
sure, because when you're successful, I'm successful. If you're not successful, I'm not successful. That's how I look at that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody that I'm working with to feel like, oh, I can't do anything right, every time it's wrong. No. If I have not given you clear directions, or if there's something you think I left out, I ask you to tell me. Because I'm human just like anybody else.
Yeah.
I make mistakes just like anybody else. And the key to a good leader is owning up to those types of things. You got to own up. Oh, my God. Apologize. Apologize. And don't just apologize. Another thing. Don't, what is that called? Don't scold me in the public and then apologize in private. Don't do that. Do you know what that means? That means you're scolding me in front of everybody. Everybody, all my peers, and But then you're like, oh, I was wrong. Christian, I'm sorry. Can I talk to you for a minute, Christian? So I bring you to my office.
Yeah, but their reputation is already put out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I say, if you scold me in public, praise me in public. Okay?
I like that.
Don't, because that's not right. I've had a lot of scolding in public and praising behind the doors. And I've had to tell my managers, leaders, I really appreciate you taking time to apologize. But do you realize you scolded me in front of my peers? And, what kind of, how do you think that makes me feel? And I just would like, and I would appreciate if you scold me in private, then you can praise me in private. And vice versa. If you scold me in public, then you can praise me.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. That's what I like.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, but but I mean, the thing is that the leaders, there's all kinds of leaders, managers out there.
Yeah.
But some of it is how they were taught by others. Some of it is them watching people and how they are doing things, and their delivery, and then the outcome. Some of it makes them, well, she did it this way and she didn't have a very good outcome. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to let them know this, or I'm going to have it in writing. I'm going to give corrective action if it doesn't get done. But, corrective action is kind of harsh if you haven't allowed people to make sure they have a clear understanding of things. It's just for me, treating people like you'd want to be treated.
Some
I don't
companies use
care.
PIP. They use PIP as like a way to get rid of someone, which I
They
don't.
do.
It's not a. To
They
me, it's number one. It's they already know when they first write the PIP. They know that at the end of that PIP, whether the person adheres to everything that's listed, they still gonna let them go. And that right there, I'm not gonna name any names or companies, but
Right.
people utilize it like that, and that's to me is not fair to treat someone that way.
But see,
Like
a
if you're gonna
PIP
let them go, do it.
A PIP is supposed to be, the purpose of a PIP is to provide, it's a performance improvement plan. So you, as a manager, director, whatever your title is, you're supposed to be working with your coworker for an
That's not how. I'm
improvement.
telling you, that's not how it's used
I
today.
agree. I agree with you.
Yeah,
It's not always used
yeah,
that way.
but that's the thing. With anything, people always try to find ways to manipulate it and use it
True.
in ways that it wasn't even intended to be
Right.
utilized. But yeah, I see. Yeah, people. If you even look online and research, they say, well, once you get on the PIP, that's it. You might as well just start looking for another job.
Well, but it's not true. I've been on PIPs before.
Yeah, well,
And
I have.
I've been on PIPs,
and I was let
and
go.
I'm going to say this here. I've been on PIPs, and I believe it depends on the individuals and okay, are they wanting to do better or do they not care? What is
If I put someone on a PIP, which I'm never going to do, well, let me not say that.
yeah.
Gotta be careful there.
Be careful with those words.
Be careful there because you presented some different ideas of different scenarios that could possibly lead down that path.
Yeah.
So that kind of like I'm influenced a little bit.
A little bit.
But I want it to be used for the right reasons.
Exactly.
And that's my only thing, I guess.
But that's where the
Don't lead
employees-
somebody on.
See, one of the things is also the employees need to know their rights. They need to know. Some employees are quiet, and what I mean by this, I'm not telling you to go in there and just yell, scream. I'm telling you to go in there with a clear understanding. And if you don't understand something, don't be signing anything just to be
Well, I
signing it.
did. Oh my God!
don't do
And the
that.
thing is, I didn't even agree. And you see, a PIP is subjective too. It could be subjective.
It could be.
Because a leader can be thinking, "Oh, you're not doing this," but in your mind, you're like, "I'm doing exactly what you're saying that I'm not doing." And PIPs, what I noticed, the recent one that I had, they try to sneak in stuff in there that I was like, for me, I started asking questions. Like, why is this here? And let me tell you what happened when I asked questions. They literally took the entire. There's only one. It started with 4 items. At the end of the conversation, there was 1 item left.
But that's what I'm talking
You want to know what that item was?
What?
I took too many PTO days.
But they're your days.
So listen, this is not God is why. Like no
Okay.
joke. The one that was left wasn't even a performance thing. It was because I was gone. I was taking a lot of PTO days. So, and when they did the numbers and things of that nature, they factored the days you take off, and because your number didn't reach the metric, and that was their explanation. So that's not, to me, that's not performance. You're penalizing me for taking paid time off.
But that's your time. And you can request it when you want.
And I'm telling you, people use that for whatever reason. They put some other fluff in there, right? Like, it was a funny, and I was like, huh? Because I remember I've experienced a PIP before, and I just signed it, didn't even review it because I thought, okay, maybe they're doing something good. Maybe
Yeah.
but the thing is, at that point, I didn't even really.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't know. I said maybe I'm not really performing that well. Not knowing I was incredible. Not knowing they had a budget problem. I found this out later. They have budget problem, and they were trying to let go of some people. Why not just do that? Why go through that?
Well, there's also between you and your like if you're the employee and it's your manager or director, if they don't like you for whatever reason, if you're a person that's always asking, well, can you help me understand that, or can you help me do this? Sometimes that doesn't set well with people. But if you have nothing to hide and you're trying to do the right things, it should never bother
Yeah,
you
just-
because you should be there to help the employee explain. Just because you give someone a task, unless the task is well defined and exactly what you want and explain everything, there might be things that come up during this trying to reach this task.
Even if you explain everything well, something
it
might
may
still
come
come up. Yeah.
But your door should always be open to get clarification.
Yeah, and then people get if you're not picking up what the manager's delivering at the pace that they think you should, now you're incompetent. Now you're not worthy for the role, right? You get labeled because you're not moving at the pace that they deem the pace you should be at in the role, which is to me
It's really unsettling because I just
that's human. Like, and that's why I always remember everything's like we're all human at the end of the day, and we're dealing with human beings. Take the titles away. Remember, you're dealing with a human being, and we're all flawed. Nobody knows what they're doing. Like everything's happening at the same time, so that you don't give someone else the power. Like they somehow have an advantage. Like they're 2 steps ahead. No, they're not. They're having the same experience in the same moments that you are.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Communication.
just, yeah,
Communication is key.
it's just if you're gonna use it for the right reason. If you're gonna manage, if you like micromanage, that's your thing. You think you're in control. You have no control. It's more of a reflection of how not in control you are. And I had the manager had the nerve to tell me, all I want is for you to respect me. I almost laughed. And he said, I don't like the way Christian smirks on calls because you're comical. You don't ask someone to respect you. Yeah, nonsense. That's nonsensical. You earn it. You just lead by example.
Yeah.
And the person will respect you. You don't say, you as a manager, you're going to respect me. I giggled because it's funny.
Wow. And they
Like,
did,
it's
they
comical
did
to
not
me.
like that.
Oh no, it was brought up. It was written
on a
Chris- I
review,
don't-
right.
Sometimes Christian makes. I don't know. I was making the the voice, but Christian sometimes he smirks, and in the body language on cameras, I'm thinking like, this dude right here is dangerous.
Well,
Like this person right here. I was like, what do you want me to do? And then not smile because you're asking me to respect you. You're funny, man. You're a comic.
I tell you,
It's earned. Like I'm not asking anybody to respect me. If you don't respect me, that's not my business.
it's theirs. That's how
That's
you
my
say.
point.
It's theirs.
It's their business. If someone chooses not to respect me, why would I tell them you must? What kind of like that makes no sense to me. Respect me if you don't respect me. It doesn't impact what I do.
Well, I think a lot of it can be toned down a lot with disrespect, this and that, if the leader is treating people as part of the team. If you're treating people part of the team, they feel that they can come talk to you about things without getting poo-pooed out the door.
Yeah.
Not getting, oh, that didn't make any sense. Even if it didn't make any sense, a good leader is going to listen.
Yeah.
Because somebody has taken the time to put together some sort of plan or something that they think is going to work. You should at least listen.
I just know, like, in that moment, I was able to recognize that whatever his definition of respect is does not align with mine. And that's all. That's all what that moment revealed to me was just we're not seeing eye to eye with what respect means. And I like if something's funny, I'm going to laugh. And someone asking me telling me that I must respect them is comical.
Wow.
Because you have no control over. If I say, okay, I respect you, does that mean that I actually respect
No,
you?
it means you don't.
Yeah, but he was looking for me to say it, and I
Because the
didn't
way
say
you
it.
say- yeah,
I'm
you
not going to
can't,
say
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, this world is so funny. Everybody tries to get you to bend you into their rules, like to you to live how they live, because how they live is the right way to live.
So they think.
It's exactly, but it's not. Like we're all
they-
different human beings having a completely different experience, just trying to just make it, whatever that even
Tell you,
means.
and the good leader is going to handle things when they arise. For example, I've worked with some that Oh, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. Nothing's happened. Nothing. Nothing ever happened. And then it happens again, you know. And then they try to penalize them to where it affects their money. Like no raise if the census is number 2, I'm not going to be able to give you a raise. But yet you didn't address it to them up front.
The first time.
So it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not right. And you know, I've had some colleagues that will take that to the next level, and they have gotten their raise because you don't do that. And a lot of like HR looks for what have you done as a manager, as a leader, to help correct whatever is going on. And it doesn't always need to be a PIP because nobody really wants to be on a PIP. So if somebody comes to talk to me about something that I'm doing, I'm going to get that straight right away because I don't want to be on any PIP. But here's my point. Some of the managers will write down stuff, write down last month you did this, the month before you did that, and then come to you with all this snowball stuff that's turned into a big old issue. And it's like, you didn't talk to me at the beginning.
That's what happened to me.
You didn't talk
it's funny,
to me.
when I talked to the guy, the VP, he's like, I'll make sure that I address this guy to let them know when something comes up, you need to address it in that moment.
Exactly.
Tony, what do you think about that?
I was thinking about you talking about respect and how I think I've changed my opinion about respect.
Ooh, I want to hear this.
Ooh, let's go. Like what you mean?
I remember I was in Tunisia again, and there was a Dutch. One of my colleagues at the business school was a Dutch professor, and the kids, I shouldn't call them kids when they're like, the students came from his class to my class, and oh man, everyone hated this guy.
Ooh.
Wow. He had his own problems, but the story the students told me about, it's funny I keep saying kids because I remember when I would go to the American school and do the photos there, the secretary would always call the students kids. Mm-hmm. And it made me angry because I would tell her, like, no, like, call them students, they're not like kids.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that. And those were like high school and below, you know? So anyway.
Yeah.
He told them that respect is something like the mafia does. And it's not a concept, kind of like what you're saying, Christian. It's not a concept he cares about. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Like, and especially getting so fed up there about how people are so concerned about respect and their reputation and things like that. But now, I think it's a simplistic analysis. And I think if we do like a more sophisticated sort of conceptual analysis of the concept of respect, that we can break it down to where if you can respect a person just because they're a person, right? Like Dr. Veasy was saying, like everyone. I heard her say today while we're recording, like everyone deserves respect, and I think what she means by that is like there's an inherent respect that we owe each other, just being humans, just being. Yeah. It's almost like human rights or something. We all owe each other a certain level of respect. So there's that baseline level, and then there's like respect that's earned, like you keep talking about, Christian. That's a little bit different, right? Like. You're cordial with people just on a baseline level, but then you also have more respect when you see someone, I don't know, it was like a great athlete who has honed their body with self-discipline or whatever. Like you have respect for that, or great scholars or great managers because they're demonstrating authority over their area of expertise or whatever. But then you also have respect for offices or positions within a system, like maybe the office of president or something like that. And the reason why that and this is what I was thinking about just now, the reason why that respect is important, whether or not you like the person, is because without it, the whole system doesn't work,
That's right.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think when we want to rebel against the idea of respect, like with the mafia, right? Like, oh, this guy wants respect just because he's a gangster. I don't have any respect for that. Like, kind of what we're doing is like we're rebelling against that system.
Oh,
right?
I think I get you.
We want that system to be torn down.
Like the office of the manager. So with that role, respect comes with that. If someone's a manager, right?
If I'm setting up a business, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's gonna be the
That's
manager.
true, that's-
If the
I can see-
employees don't respect him, like the whole system's not gonna run.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
yeah.
You might not respect him, quote unquote, as a manager or respect his managerial abilities. Like that could be earned, but like just the office itself,
That's right.
there has to be some certain level of respect just for that. Otherwise, the whole thing doesn't work. And I was
That's
thinking
true.
about.
I can see. Yeah, I
I
can
was
see that.
thinking about like this is random, but when I was in university, when I transferred to school in Wisconsin, I guess it was a date. Like we were just friends. I guess it was a date,
What a
right?
choice.
This girl.
Okay, here it goes.
True models.
We went to the symphony together,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to respect the symphony. Like I went and I bought some new clothes. I remember I bought a cashmere sweater and like a tie.
Yes.
There was like a mannequin. I was like, oh, he's dressed well. I'll just buy everything else. But I'd never been to the symphony before, and I like kind of wanted to like quote respect the symphony, right? And when we went, it helped with the atmosphere and the ambience because everyone was dressed up and like taking it seriously and that.
Oh.
If everyone wasn't doing that, it wouldn't be what it was.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
True.
And
following.
to bring it home, like really, and is like, what about your marriage, right? Like you might not respect what your wife is doing in the specific moment, but at a certain level, like you have to pay her respect simply because she's your wife,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And like, so like, yeah, there's respect that she needs to earn on a certain level, but then like something like a wife, there's so much respect just from being in that office, so to speak.
Yeah, Tony.
It almost like lowers your self-respect if you don't respect your wife.
That's true.
Because it's like, why are you
Oh,
married to
yeah.
someone-
Like I can see how that even translates to the manager thing. It's almost like it does lower. If I'm not respecting the office of the man, I call it the office of the manager. it impacts my, because it's a system that's in place, right? That's a good point. Like,
Sorry to go too philosophical.
no,
But
that's
it
not, no,
is.
because it does kind of it frames things differently. Because now you think about respect that is earned. That's one, but that doesn't just apply across the board to all scenarios. So you got to be able to compartmentalize and think about them in the specific realm.
Yeah, there might be
applies.
languages, there might be cultures with languages where they have like 5 different words for respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect for the office, respect that's earned,
Yeah.
respect for the relationship, respect for, like.
Yeah. I would just call it the office of the wife. Respect for the office of the wife.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
No, that's a great point, Tony. And no, see, that's why I like these conversations because you get to learn something that you didn't know prior to having these, right?
I
You
hear
get
you.
exposed to different ideas of
And
how
you,
to.
and you think about.
Yes.
It makes you think a little bit more about, wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Or what if I did that?
Yeah. And it like I like that idea. Even now when I think about respect because of this conversation, because I literally respect for me is it's earned regardless of the title, but there's systems that are put in place for things to be able to run efficiently and smoothly, right? So like the example Tony utilized, if I started a business and I put somebody in the role of a manager, everybody that reports to that guy, you got to respect him.
Exactly.
Well, you got to go.
Yeah.
I could, you know what I mean? I could see how that would be my approach, because there's a reason why I put that person there.
But what if he's
What
not
if I'm in the guy that I was talking about? What if I was in his position
right?
and somebody was laughing at me on the camp, like not
No,
you know
no,
waiting
we
for me to
can't.
earn,
No, we
waiting for
can't.
you see that?
No.
And that's all it does is when someone just kind of have you reframe things, you look at them from a
Yeah,
different
different
perspective.
lens.
You're able to be like,
Different lens.
life.
Yeah, different
Don't
lens.
you love it? Don't you love it? There is no one size.
Yeah, it
it's
sure
all.
isn't. It's always.
And that's why these conversations are incredible.
Wow.
Always a pleasure to connect with you. And Tony, man, we really appreciate the
I know.
insights.
What would we be?
Hopefully the people like when Tony chime in and listen, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Tony coming in.
Yeah, he's got some
And
guys.
sharing- yeah, he has
got
some-
them
some great
ideas
insight.
rolling. I can tell you that now.
Dr. Ezeoke.
They be rolling.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Next time we talk. Next time we have a conversation. All right, Doc?
I guess so.
All right. Until next time, y'all have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Full Circle Chat. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Remember, you can catch us every episode on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new episode. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to leave us a review. It helps others find the podcast and join the conversation. For updates and behind-the-scenes content, be sure to follow us on Instagram. See you next time. And remember, keep the conversation going.